It all started in San Diego for Jake Peavy. It's where he became one of the most dominant arms in the game and took home the Cy Young in 2007. Now the veteran has become an emotional leader for the Giants. Today, Peavy faces his former team for just the third time in his career. Giants Padres, and it's next. The homestand begins tonight as we come to you from AT&T Park. This is game one of a three-game series, Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Ruocco. Well, it's time. It's time now for the Giants not just to play well, but to put together a good streak. And tonight, they'll start out with Jake Peavy.
Well, Jake Peavy's a guy who has stopped a couple losing streaks on this road trip. He's throwing good baseball. And interesting, he has never beaten the Padres, the team that he came up with to the big leagues. In 2 starts, he has not gotten a win. His opponent tonight, Andrew Kashner, has lost 14 games. I don't even know if that's possible. Should be all about pitching. Stay tuned. All
right. It's good to be home. It is. When we come back, the Giants will pause to remember and honor those lost 14 years ago today, a day we will never forget. Stay with us.
"14 years since the tragic events of 9/11 occurred. So many vivid memories living in too many of our minds still today. Tonight, the Giants, along with other teams across Major League Baseball, will be honoring those that lost their lives on that horrific day. We begin our ceremony this evening with welcoming in the Irish Pipers Band of San Francisco.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps. At this time, we ask you to join Major League Baseball, the Giants, and the San Diego Padres as we remember those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. We pay tribute to them and to the men and women who serve our country as we honor a pledge made 14 years ago today. We shall not forget. Please join us now as we observe a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. Presenting the colors for today's game, please welcome the San Francisco Police Department Color Guard, and here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner representing San Francisco Fire Stations 10 and 31, please welcome the Maria Carrillo High School Jazz Choir.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We shall never forget. Let's watch some of America's pastime as Jake Peavy's on the hill. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Padres coming up after this.
Giants baseball. It's Padres Giants, game 1 of this 3-game series.
All right, now time for our AT&T U-verse rewind. We go back to September 5th of this year. That's right, Giants' last road trip in Colorado. Jake Peavy was outstanding. He stopped the slide. 5 2/3 strong, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, 3 earnings, 5 strikeouts on 88 pitches. That was a big game, and that was our AT&T U-verse rewind.
All right, good pitching matchup tonight. Cashner, Peavy. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups for the first pitch right after this.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Jake Peavy leads the Giants out of their dugout as we get ready for baseball here at the corner of 3rd and King. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The commission-free boardwalk is now open this weekend. 70 degrees here at the yard. It's been very hot around the Bay Area. See the winds at 12 miles per hour. Humidity at 60%, and we've got some scattered clouds. All right, let's take a look at the lineup that'll be facing Peavy. It'll look like this. It'll be Meyer, Solarte, and then Matt Kemp, who's having a real good year, followed by Upton, Jerko, and Norris. Amarista, he's going to hit in the 7th slot. Then Casher to the pitcher, 8th. And Jankowski will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the veteran right-hander Jake Peavy, 34 years of age, 6'1", 180-pounder. In 14 starts, he has gone 5-6 with a 4.41 ERA, 58 strikeouts against 21 walks in 79 2/3 innings. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low 3/4 release. He'll have lots of movement with the fastball. He will sink and he will cut it. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and I believe his changeup is his best specialty pitch. And lifetime against his former team, the Padres, he has never beaten them in 2 starts. 0-1 with a 5.00 ERA.
So here's Will Myers to lead things off. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. Spanish audio for this game is available through your SAP button, presented by Jack Daniels. And Myers bounces this one to Adrianza, and this game gets started with a 6-3 putout.
Let's check out that defense behind Peavy tonight for the Giants, starting in their outfield. It'll be Diaza, Pagan, and Bird, the best arm in left field. Diaza, Adrianza, and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Solarte hitting at 276, having a good year. 12 home runs, 57 driven in as he takes a breaking ball down low. Not an overshift, but the Giants playing Solarte to pull way off the line at third is Duffy. And he fouls this one back.
Padres are happy with Solarte. He definitely projects to be the third baseman next year for this club.
Little pop up into shallow center field, but Adrianza's going to put it away. 2 outs. So only 6 pitches in the inning.
Our time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, and it is home sweet home. Most of the big league teams with the best home records are the Giants. They're 16-5. That's since July 10th. Dodgers have tied them. Blue Jays have gone 21-7. Pirates and Astros round out the top 5. Giants and Dodgers tied for the best win percentage. And the Giants hope that it continues this homestand.
So here's Kemp. Kemp on the first pitch on a tough sky lifts one out to right field for Bird. And I was off. Now it's a 6-pitch inning. Giants are coming up. Pagan's going to lead things off. Facing Cashner, it'll be Pagan, Diaz, and Duffy. Buster Posey will hit in the cleanup spot, and he's got some ownage. Yes, he does on Cashner. Then it'll be Belt, Bird, and Tomlinson. Adrianza back in the starting lineup, and then Jake Peavy will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Padres will be the big right-hander, Andrew Cashner, 6'5", 225-pounder. It is his birthday today, 29 years of age. And in 27 starts this year, he has not gotten a lot of support. He has pitched better than his numbers would lead you to believe. 5-14 is the win-loss record, 4.11 ERA, 139 strikeouts against 52 walks. He's a power arm. You're going to see a fastball that'll go mid to high 90s. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he'll throw just about anything at any time.
So here's Angel Pagan coming in at 262. And he takes wide for a ball. 2 for 5 in his career against Cashner. And he fouls it back. Las Diaz is behind the dish. Tom Payne, James Hoy, Bill Welke.
And Las Diaz is a low ball umpire, and he has got a tight zone, and it can bounce around. Not an easy zone to pitch to.
Pagan takes a strike. His road trip offensively for Pagan went like this: 10 for 33. On the trip, he also hit his first home run of the year. And he chases this, and that's out number one in the first strikeout for Cashman.
Let's take a look at the Padres defensively tonight. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Upton. Giants get a look at Travis Jankowski. He'll join Matt Kemp. That's your outfield. Good arms in left and in center. We haven't seen Jankowski throw. Jerko and Solarte on the left side of the infield. Emeriste and Myers on the right side. And Derek Norris, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Diaza, and he takes a strike, hitting at 261. 7 home runs, 32 driven in. One ball and one strike. Swing and a miss. It's 1 and 2.
That's a good curveball. That's the same pitch he struck out Pagan with. It's a straight down biter. Cashner really deliberate.
Got him.
Another curveball. Take a look at how often Cashner will throw the pitches we described. The fastball, you're going to see it a lot, 68% of the time. And the slider and the changeup are the two specialty pitches that he uses the most, but not tonight. Tonight he's got a good curveball going. Like a lot of pitchers, when they get a good feel for a pitch, they'll ride it. He's doing it right now.
So here's Duffy. Duffy hitting at 299, and he takes that pitch high. 10 home runs, 66 runs batted in. If LA had a football team, a pro football team, then you might think that the Arizona LA score was a football score. But it's not. Goldschmidt has just homered. It's 6-0 LA over the Dodgers in the second inning.
Arizona on top. That's good. Nice going, D-backs.
And a strike with Buster Posey to follow.
So let me know how they do in the extra point, will you?
Right. Roll foul.
Yeah, they quit making those. That's an old baseball card. Yeah, he was firing into the air.
3-2. And the walk. So here's Buster Posey.
Now the walk is a significant accomplishment there for Duffy to get on base to put Cashner in the stretch against Posey, because as we talked about, Posey's got some big time ownage on Cashner.
10 for 20. Outside, 1-0. See the monthly average, and September's been a good one. 2 balls and no strikes, so out of the stretch for the first time, Cashner.
The numbers for Posey, I mean, that's how he has trended his whole career. He's always had a better second half, which is unusual because normally catchers go the other way. They get tired. And when that happens to Posey, I'm sure he's as tired as any catcher. He gets better at the plate.
3-0. Posey will have the green light. Three balls and 1 strike.
Definitely a pitcher strike there, 3-0.
Runner goes. Duffy will move on to second. The walk to Posey, so that'll bring up Belt.
Derek Norris coming out, going to have a word with Cashner, and I'm sure what they're going to talk about is slow things down or whatever his key is to get this guy's rhythm right, and they're going to review what the signs are for the runner at second.
Belt hitting at 279. And a strike. Belt had 7 hits on the trip, 7 for 32.
305 the last 26 games, no home runs. He's due.
And that pitch is low. By the way, I never got a chance to mention that when Buster Posey was at the plate, he had 486 on the trip, 17 for 35. Wow. Pulled foul. So it's now 1-2. So Belt's got a shot here with Duffy in scoring position. And it's 2-2 on the high fastball. There are your base runners. Pagan and Diazzo struck out. Duffy and Posey walked. How he fouled that. It's 2-2.
He doesn't know how he fouled it. That was a 97-mile-an-hour front door sinker. Talked about the velocity that Cashner could bring up there. He's got reach back velocity too, but this is 2-seam fastball at 97. And there aren't many guys that can do that. Usually your highest velocity fastball will be a 4-seam fastball.
And that'll end the inning as Cashner strikes out the side. After 1, 0-0.
Bay Area Mini.
Well, the last peanut allergy friendly game of the season will be held next Friday, September 18th. As the Giants take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Go to sfgiants.com/special events to purchase your tickets. So it'll be Upton to lead things off.
Yep, he's had it on for about 6 months. Got it just broken in just right.
Upton's got some ownage on Peavy, 7 for 14 with a big fly. Foul back. That's the swing you see from Upton. It's very powerful, and he is a low ball hitter.
And he had a good pitch to hit. He missed one. And I think he was going up there looking slider speed because I didn't think that his back leg was timed to a fastball. He was right on that slider.
Rosie wanted inside. He got it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Make it 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Free agent at the end of the year, Justin Upton. I think teams like to go after guys that have almost 25 home runs. You bet.
Another slider just a little bit outside.
So 3-2 with Jerko to follow. Foul back. And another healthy rip. High drive to left. Diaza looking up. Gone. And it's 1-0.
And one thing about power hitters, they will guess in 2-strike situations. And I think he was on the slider the whole at bat. Because he gets another one here. And a little slider right over the middle of the plate, and he is all over it with his lower body.
Plus it didn't slide.
I think he sat slider speed the whole at bat.
Here's Jerko, who fouls it out of play. Jerko, 14 home runs, 49 runs batted in.
Yeah, I recognize that look. That look says I guess right.
Out to Pagan in center field, and he'll put it away. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen. While describing the number of injuries and type of injuries the Giants have had, Bruce Bochy today used the word amazing, and he did not mean it in a good way. He said he never imagined they'd have this many. Gregor Blanco, of course, the latest victim diagnosed with a concussion. He believes he got it sliding head first during the Dodgers series. Bruce Bochy also went on to say Blanco, Aoki, and Pence may not have enough time to recover from their injuries to return this season. Guys.
Well, that's a possibility, Amy. And that is the one part about the baseball season, that you get towards the end of September and you've got an injury. It takes so much time to heal up that you don't have a time to get back and get back in baseball shape. So a lot of organizations make the call and they just shut it down.
So here's Norris. Norris at 248.
that pitch. They set the target on the outside corner. It goes inside corner. And it's kind of one of the things about Las Diaz is that if you don't put the ball between the knees, you don't get many pitches on the other side of the plate, even if it's in the strike zone. You've got to put it between the knees of the catcher. Now that can help you. I mean, you could stretch a target wide, go a wide on the outside corner, and if you put it in the knees, between the knees, you'll get that pitch. But if you go on the other side of the plate, even if it's in the strike zone, you're not going to get it.
Three-two pitch. Got him.
Strikeout number 1 for PB. We'll celebrate Fiesta Gigantes with NBC Bay Area and Telemundo 48 tomorrow night when the Giants take on the Padres. As the Giants honor its great Latino tradition, we'll be calling the game in English on NBC Bay Area, but for the first time ever on Telemundo 48, we will present an authentic Spanish language telecast hosted by longtime Giants broadcaster Erwin Higueros and Telemundo 48's Gabriel Sotelo. And Giants Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda will be a special guest on both broadcasts. So don't miss this historic Fiesta Gigantes tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on NBC Bay Area and Telemundo 48.
There's the fellas.
Yeah, they're pretty psyched about this one.
Here's Amarista, who pops this one back and out of play. The gentleman in the middle you might recognize. Used to play a little baseball for the Giants. Pedro Feliz. There's Pete.
Good Giant.
Pete, you have a mic, you got to talk. Pete didn't talk a lot when he was an active player. Although, if you got Tito talking, pretty hard to get in.
Yeah, when Tito's in the room, everybody else is Cayete. But Pedro Feliz really was a gentleman and a good player.
Amarista with a count of 1-2. And that'll end the inning. Upton's home run. It's 1-0. Bird, Tomlinson, Adrianza coming up.
Fashion for everyone.
Now, the most popular way to follow the Giants get to the end of the season is with MLB.com at Bet, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at Bet and do it right now. So here's Bird. It'll be Bird to lead things off, and then Tomlinson, and then Adrianza. pitch is inside for a ball. Bird 1 for 7. Lifetime against Cashner with 4 strikeouts.
That is the football score you were talking about.
And the field goal was good. Tap foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. The big 3.
Triplets.
1 and 2.
Cashner's breaking balls have just been very quick, both the slider and the curveball.
Base hit. Bird, will he do it? Nope, he puts on the brakes. Upton got to it quickly.
And Upton's got a pretty good arm. He's got a reputation where, I mean, you're going to make that hard turn, and if he fields it cleanly, you're not going to take him on. Really made a nice play. Watch him slide into it. Backhander, shortstop style, plant on his right foot, and then get it in quickly. He knows that Bird will take off if you don't make that play cleanly. And I think Bird was thinking double as soon as it left the bat. Nice play by Upton.
So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson hitting at .303.
Since Kelly Tomlinson came up, he's been pretty disciplined to the balls down below the strike zone. Hasn't chased often. That's an emergency swing right there, but you will see Cashner go back down in the dirt. Maybe threw that fastball, tried to sneak attack him with high velocity on the outside corner.
Yeah, you just don't see too many emergency swings with 1 strike.
You know what? That was a pretty good one.
High, 1 and 2.
Clean the palate. Now you go back down in the dirt. And that's the beauty of being ahead of the count. You can bust one, and your goal is to throw it out of the strike zone. Get a lot of guys to chase.
Down low. Bird with a leadoff single. Tapped. That's 1. And that's all. And a better shot at turning the double play if Cashner would have let it go, which is hard to do.
Well, Sunday to Sunday, the
baseball
home of the
on
authentic
Comcast
49ers fan.
Bay
That's
Area.
right, Sunday to Sunday, in-depth 49ers coverage every single night, and the home of the official pre- and post-game shows of the team. Sunday to Sunday, the home of the authentic 49ers fan is CSN.
So here's Adrianza. Adrianza takes down low. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Only On base number 3 for Tomlinson.
We're going to make it our Ford right choice. And the reason we're going to do that is for Kelby Tomlinson. This is his 3rd steal of the year. Little head first slide, hang on to the base. Oh, Padres may take a look at this. Oh, I guess not, but I thought he may have come off the bag. Can't review it now.
Oh, there's no doubt he came off the bag.
All right, one more look. Nope, hung in there pretty good with his left hand. So for the 2nd time in this game, Andrew Cashner walks a runner into score position. And there it is. He did not come off the bag. That's our Expo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
3 walks now for Cashner. So now Peavy's, although after his 2 double performance in Colorado, he might be swinging for the big fly.
I think he's swinging for the big fly. He's got to be confident. He's swinging for the big bunt.
And it's a good bunt. Cashner had all kinds of time to throw to third, and now he's going, well, somebody's got to tell me. And he's ticked off.
I don't blame him. Kelby Tomlinson up there at about 20 feet off of second base. He stopped with the pop-up. He didn't want to get doubled off. If somebody had let Cashner know he had to play at third base, that force out was there.
Yep, and remember, Peavy can't see, so he has no idea where it is.
That was a very odd sacrifice. He never saw it off the bat.
So here's Pagan. Pagan struck out to open up the bottom of the 1st.
And he will retell that story about 10 more times. He is one of the really good storytellers on that team, folks.
Pagan has words with Laz Diaz, and it's 0-1.
He never saw it. He closed his eyes, and he never did know where the ball was. Oh, there it is.
One ball and 1 strike.
I think it helps too that Peavy's from Alabama and he's got a good southern twang when he tells his stories. They're good ones. That guy can tell some stories with a southern twang too.
Yes,
Will Clark?
Yes, he can. He could hit with a southern twang.
From Louisiana.
2-1 pitch. Here it is. A lot of play. 2-2.
That's a healthy fastball coming in there at 97. Thinking that's a belt high fastball. How can you be late on it? Well, 97.
Two pitch. Here it is. And now full count.
A lot of pitches. 45 with 2 outs here in the 2nd inning.
And a base hit to left field. They're going to wave in Adrianza. Here's a throw home, and they got him. Pagan ties it up. Adrianza thrown out at home. It's 1-1.
Is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Well, tomorrow is Fiesta Gigantes presented by, tomorrow night, by Coors Light, the Giants' annual Latino Heritage Celebration. So for more information, visit sfgiants.com/Fiesta Gigantes. Cashner will lead it off. It's a 1-1 ball game. And Peavy throws it in the dirt off of Posey's foot. Unbelievable.
Well, Posey let out a yelp, and immediately Laz Diaz, the umpire, trotted out to Jake Peavy to hand him a baseball for no other reason than to give Posey a little time.
Almost looked like he got crossed up.
He did, and it's all about not being able to see the signs. Posey was expecting a fastball, and he gets a hard cutter, hits him right on the tip of the foot.
And what Mike's talking about is the poor eyesight that Jake Peavy has.
Posey tries to help him out. I mean, he chalks his fingers up. He puts the game signs on the fingernails. But even at that, Posey has a hard time seeing the signs.
Peavy spears it and throws him out. Nice play.
That is a nice play. And, you know, you're thinking, well, it's Cashner, the pitcher. He doesn't run very well. That's not true. He runs very well. He's very athletic. If that ball gets by Peavy, this might have been a base hit. So, jump ball. That's about all he's got right there.
That's it. As long as you can slip a piece of paper under that leap like that, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Here's the center fielder, Jankowski, Travis Jankowski.
This guy can fly.
And because of that, Duffy is way in at third, and there's a pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's see what Duffy is on the grass.
Out to Adrianza. 2 down. And here's Myers. Myers 0 for 1. Game tight. 1 ball and no strikes. And that bounces and rolls to the backstop. It's 2-0 to Will Myers.
Myers, plenty of power.
To right. Bird back. And that'll end the inning. 1-1 ball game.
To you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich will give you wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season, breaking news, video special features, and much, much more. Only on csnbayarea.com.
So here's Diaza in a 1-1 ball game. Diaza struck out. Picks wide, 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Duffy, Posey, here in the third. So it's 3-0. Cashner with 3 walks. The only walk that's really hurt him is he walked Adrianza, which meant that Pagan was going to get a chance to hit. So there's a pitch down low. Strike. It's 3-1.
He's had great stuff tonight. I mean, we've seen high velocity on his fastball. We've seen really good hard snap on his breaking stuff. Just not great command.
This is lined into center field, and that's going to be a base hit.
And after a rough second inning, goes right back into his stretch.
John Miller's here. He'll be in innings 4, 5, and 6. Dave Fleming will be back tomorrow night.
Lee Jones. Looked good in the hat, didn't he?
Yep. Some guys just look better in the hat than without one.
Good point.
Here's Duffy. Duffy fouls it out of play. Two-out walk in the first inning. So Diaza with good speed. He's got 5 steals on the year. It's a little odd. I mean, you may have mentioned it, and I wasn't paying attention. But Jerko and Amarista, it just looks like it should be the other way around.
Well, everybody was looking at the lineup today, thought there was some kind of a mistake. The last several times we've seen the Padres, Alexi Amarista has played shortstop. Jed Jerko has been at second base. Tonight, flip-flop.
And Amarista's made every play and even more defensively against the Giants. But I guess there is an issue when he plays against other teams. Base hit. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, Matt Cain reinstated from the disabled list earlier this afternoon. Bruce Bochy saying he will be used primarily out of the bullpen right now, but it is likely that he will get a start during the rest of the regular season. Matt told media before the game that he's just looking forward to using these last few weeks to finish strong and propel him into a good spring training 2016. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Amy. That's good news. Here's Posey. Buster bounces the first pitch foul.
That base hit by Matt Duffy has him hitting in an even 300 on the year.
Posey hitting at 329. And a strike, so it's a quick 0-2. Good speed on the bases. High to Buster Posey, 1-2.
Every pitch that he has thrown in this sequence has been exactly where he's wanted to throw it.
2-2.
Well, the only way you can take a pitch like this is if you see a guy well. And lifetime success that Posey has had against him, 10 for 20. I mean, that tells you he does see the ball well. And when you see a guy well, normally you stay in the strike zone against him.
Base hit into center field. It's going to knock in Diaza. Duffy is going to go to third, and the Giants take the lead. Posey, RBI number 83 on the season.
They got a good pitch to hit. He really makes one mistake in this at bat, and it was the last pitch, and it was the best pitch to hit, and Posey is not going to miss it. Breaking ball up, just a lazy slider out over the plate at the belt. And just rakes it right into center. Beautiful swing. So that'll bring out Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres. And it's a meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple.
So here's Belt now with runners at the corners. Swing and a miss. No balls and one strike.
A little uppercut in the swing of Belt. And that high fastball has given him problems. His best defense against that pitch is to take it.
Catcher's going to do? You think he's going to avoid that spot? I don't know.
You see the target from Derek Norris, the catcher. I mean, he's going to give a high target. They're going to pound him up.
It stung Norris. It's 1-2.
Slider and a good one. When he's kept that breaking ball down, it has been quick. So Laz Diaz making sure everybody's okay. I mean, umpires and catchers are basically from the same fraternity. Spent a lot of time in the squad. One guy gets dinged a little bit, they'll give each other a little time.
Second time, Castor's got Belt. And that'll bring up Bird, who's singled in the second inning. So Bird an RBI opportunity. Giants have taken the lead here in the third.
Play that infield back.
On the ground and a base hit. Duffy scores. Posey to second. It's 3-1. Nice at bat.
And I guarantee when that ball left the bat, Andrew Casher was thinking, I got a double play and I'm out of the inning. But they played the infield in the middle to pull. And they had Amarista, the second baseman, playing straight up. 10 feet from the bag. And all Bird does is take that sinker going into him, inside outs it to the right side. That is a great at bat. It's exactly what he was trying to do.
Tomlinson reached on a fielder's choice. Here he swings and misses. No balls and one strike. Outside. Posey at second, Bird at first.
A lot of work. Over 20 pitches an inning. And a lot of what he's done has been in the stretch.
2-1. Three and one. He is out of whack right now. Three and one. Tomlinson waiting. Taps this one back to Cashner. That's one, and it's dropped. And out at second is Bird. Should have been a double play.
First time we've seen Jerko at shortstop, and you're right. I mean, this should have been a no-brainer. Easy exchange, and he just cannot make the exchange. He had time, even with the speed of Tomlinson, just a normal exchange, and he has it by a bunch. So the inning extends. Cashner's going to have to throw more pitches, and Adrianza can hurt him.
And a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. In the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
70 pitches now in the night.
Tomlinson back.
Not really a steal situation. If Tomlinson were to steal here, they'd walk Adrianza. Peavy would hit. Because of that, if you're Tomlinson, just kind of hunker down. Plus, for the left-handed hitter up, it keeps the right side of the infield open.
Tomlinson goes, and he'll steal it. It's his second steal of the game.
I mean, that's on his own right there. But he may be taking the bat out of the hands of Adrianza. Padres really not paying a whole lot of attention, thinking the same way. It's not a steal situation.
Three and one.
Peavy on deck. That is the one problem in the National League when you're an eighth place hitter, and you have a pitcher backing you up. I don't always get a lot to hit with an open base. Perfect pitch, 96-mile-an-hour front door sinker.
Three-two pitch. Peavy's going to hit.
All right, time now for a Geico quote. This comes from Jake Peavy on his major league journey. He said, "I've come a long way since being a 15th rounder at 99, and I worked hard for it." And yes, he did. He has had a great career. Cy Young Award winner in 2007. Been on 2 World Series championships teams. 3-time All-Star. Not a lot he has not accomplished. Right now, just trying to get a hit.
One ball and 1 strike. A lot of pitches for Cashner in this game. In this inning, he's got 76 total.
Well, that last pitch was his 30th pitch in this inning. He's not had an easy inning.
1 and 2. And you got a piece. He got a piece. One and 2. The pitch to Peavy. 2 and 2.
Yusmer de España. Right-hander getting loose. Next pitch, number 80.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants take the lead. It's 3-1. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. 3-1 Giants.
Giants, and we would like to welcome John Miller. Welcome.
Quite an interesting first 3 innings with Andrew Castro throwing about 6 innings worth of pitches, and the Giants got only the 3. I suppose they're a little bit disappointed. They had 10 men reach base, but at the same time, it looks like Castro's got great stuff tonight, and yet they lead 3-1.
His stuff has been electric. He just hasn't had great command of it. We were talking about the break on the curveball, the velocity on the fastball. He's throwing 2-seam fastballs at 97. You don't see many of those. But yet he's throwing over 80 pitches in 3 innings. And you're right, that is about 7 innings worth.
And I would think that would be a goal for the Giants, try to make him build up his pitch count early, and they've done that big time. So here is Solarte. Jake Peavy certainly had a lot of rest between innings. Padres have only had 1 man reach base against him, and that was a Justin Upton home run in the 2nd. He's up 3rd in this inning. He will be up 3rd in the inning. Dodgers are trailing 10-0 to Arizona. Top of the 4th inning in the desert. Solarte taking all the way, takes a strike. Solarte popped up to short his first time. Going back is De Asa toward left center. 1 away. Well, the Giants would normally have Gregor Blanco out there, but Gregor, with the concussion symptoms, and apparently, from the near as they can tell, it must have happened on a slide into second base in LA last week. And he went in with a head first slide, and his head made contact with the knee of, I guess it was Chase Utley. And he felt badly at that moment, and they got him out of the game, but then he felt fine the next day, and he played most of the rest of the road trip and played well. So they'll miss him, but De Asa is a good man to have when you've got experienced guys like Aoki and now Blanco both down, and De Asa has a lot of experience himself. Count is 0-2 to Matt Kemp. De Asa started the Giants' 2-run 3rd inning that put them ahead with a single. Here he is, Alejandro De Asa. Peavy is off the outside.
3 pitches, 3 sliders. These two guys know each other quite well.
And Kemp backs away. A ball and 2 strikes. Kemp flied out to shallow right his first time. Wind is blowing straight out tonight. Just got a piece of it. Still 1-2.
Take a look at the hot zone from Matt Kemp, and this right here tells you just keep the ball down and away. Likes the ball up, and he likes the ball in. And he inside outs when he's on a roll with his swing, and that's a swing that beats the inside pitch.
And that is all for Kemp. 2 down.
You know, last inning we saw Buster Posey get crossed up with nobody on base. He had white chalk on his fingers, and now he is putting black on the fingers with the cream colored jerseys. It's contrasting now, and it makes it easier for Peavy to see. Posey was looking for a fastball. Peavy threw him a slider, hit him around the toe.
Justin Upton launched one his last time. Foul tipped into Buster's glove. 25 home runs for Upton now. And according to the StatCast of the MLB at bat app, 406 feet. And it left his bat at 106 miles per hour. Two down, nobody on. 1-1.
Well, here was that swing of the bat you're talking about. That was 2-strike pitch. He throws a break into a 3-2 count. And we think that he was sitting slider speed the whole at bat because he was not fooled at all on that 3-2 slider.
Out to the big part of the yard. And plenty of room out there for Pagan. And that was a good thing because that ball was hit a long way. 3 up, 3 down. Pagan, De Asa, Duffy coming up.
Of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, Sunday, September 20th is Peanuts Day at the ballpark. Your special event package will include a limited edition Giants Peanuts t-shirt and a ticket to the game when the Giants take on the D-backs. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
3-1 Giants here in the last of the fourth inning. Top of the order, Pagan, DeAsa, and Duffy coming up. Giants have had 6 hits against this big San Diego right-hander. Here is Amarista. Pagan running hard, but they got him. One away.
So Peanuts Day. Charles Schultz, he was a Giants fan from Santa Rosa, Northern California. The creator of the Peanuts comic strip.
He loved baseball, he loved hockey, played hockey.
Didn't he build a rink up in Santa Rosa?
The Redwood Empire Ice Arena, which was just a classic, one of the most beautiful ice arenas I think ever built anywhere. DeAsa pops up and he's a little frustrated. He got jammed on that one, and Jerko takes it, so DeAsa is 1 for 3. His single in the third led off that inning and started a 2-run rally.
So you've been to that rink?
I've skated there. My idea of ice skating was to just, because I was sort of self-taught, skate as fast as I could, and if it looked like I couldn't quite turn to, you know, at the opposite end, just go right into the boards, put my hands out. My idea of the perfect skate, I wanted to find a long river that froze over where I could skate for miles without having to make that turn.
Finland. Should have went to Finland.
Well, this off season.
It could happen.
Ball 1 to Duffy. Duffy has walked and singled. He scored a run in that 2-run third. The Giants leading 3-1 here in the fourth inning. But you go to that ice arena and Charles Schultz would often be there. And I always remember when I was a kid, after the '62 World Series, when McCovey hit the line drive right to the second baseman, Bobby Richardson, who reached up, caught it about chest high. The series was over. If the ball had gotten over his head, 2 runs would have scored. The Giants would have won the World Series. It was Game 7. Runners at second and third. Charles Schultz, a little while later, had a cartoon, and one of the Peanuts gang finally throws his hands in the air and says, "Why couldn't McCovey's drive just been 3 feet higher?"
I think it echoed a lot of the feelings of Giants fans.
Strike 3 called on the outside. And that is a quick inning, and Cashner's needed one. Jerko coming up, 3-1 Giants.
We go back to September 18, 2001. Giants taking on the Astros, and that's when Andres Galarraga stepped up against Roy Oswalt and did this. It's the first time that the Giants continued play after the events of September 11th. very emotional time for our country. But that was one swing of the bat that we'll never forget, because up until recently it was the longest home run we'd ever seen hit to left field by a right-handed hitter.
All the way through until it landed. It looked like it was going to hit that Coke bottle out there. Adrianza throws out Jerko, one away. That's 10 in a row retired by Peavy since Upton's second inning home run. And that, to get one out toward that Coke bottle and that clears the bleachers, that is a long one.
Well, nobody's even ever gone up there in batting practice. I mean, it's never been done. If you go over all of the bleachers, I mean, that's as far as we've seen it. I've never seen one go on the platform.
Derek Norris, who struck out his first time, called a ball, although I think Peavy thought maybe it caught the plate at the knees. A lot of movement on that pitch. 3-1 Giants. This is going to be a long throw now for Adrianza. He got him. Belt had to stretch out. A little bit of a wide throw, but he kept his foot in the bag. Well done on both ends.
Goes deep in the hole to the right of Adrianza, who sets up quickly, gets a good plant with his back foot. And here's where it's nice to have a first baseman that's 6'5" with a long reach, because Adrianza needed every bit of it to get the out, but winds up being a nice play for both guys.
Norris, the catcher, not a fast runner. So here is Amarista, 2 down, nobody on. Jake Peavy has only thrown 50 pitches, and he's in the 5th inning with 2 down. Broken bat, Tomlinson, and that is a 5-pitch inning, 3 ground ball outs for Jake Peavy. 3-1 Giants. Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, and Marlon Byrd coming up.
That time, it's time for the fan photo contest. It's sponsored by T-Mobile. John and Mike, fans are getting extremely creative. Check out what Lori McLean tweeted. Troll Witzke, the Giant super fan. Too bad he's not a Giant, but still, I mean, really good effort. If you have a photo that you want to get on a future broadcast, tweet it to us. Hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. Troll Witzke. Who can we come up with troll on the Giants? You guys figure it out. John and Mike.
Trolowitzki? Very creative. I like that.
Good, yeah. Buster Posey, 2-0, and Cashner thought he had a strike there. Cashner had a 7-pitch 4th inning, and he needed one badly. Out of play.
Buster Posey against the Padres. Highest career average active at 336. And it's a hard 336.
He knocked in the go-ahead run in this game back in the third inning. But he's thrown out by the shortstop Jerko this time. First time that Buster's been retired in this game. One out and Brandon Belt will come up. Dodgers trailing 10-0. The last we saw. Now it's 11-0 at the end of 4 in the desert. Starting pitcher for the Dodgers, Alex Wood, the former Brave, got knocked out in the second inning of that game. Brandon Belt has struck out twice. And it's 0-1.
Backdoor slider. Taken out the outside corner.
Cubs swept a doubleheader from the Phillies. It got rained out yesterday and swept 2 today. That's a foul off the left field line. Jake Arrieta won his 19th game of the year in game 1 of that doubleheader.
There's a story that came out of Chicago involving John Lester. John Lester said, hey, if we have a one-game playoff, which if the standings were to end, the season would end today, there would be a one-game playoff between the Cubs and the Pirates. And Lester said, I think Arrieta, he's the guy that should pitch that game. And I think, well, Arrieta, he's had a great year, but Lester, they brought him over there to be that guy to pitch that game.
Yeah. Now, Oakland brought him over to pitch that game last year. He's already pitched one of those games. And that will be out of play off the left field line. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. But nobody's pitching better as well as Greinke and Kershaw are pitching. You can't say they're pitching any better than Jake Arrieta right now.
Arrieta, we saw firsthand. Unbelievable. And it was after the previous start, before he saw the Giants, he had no-hit the Dodgers.
Ooh. 1-2.
Just missed.
Now, Madison Bumgarner goes tomorrow. Arrieta's won 19, and Bumgarner's next. He's got 17, going for number 18 tomorrow. 6:05 first pitch tomorrow. Along the left field line, on the run, Justin Upton. No! Got the glove on it just as he was approaching that sidewall.
Yeah, just a lot of distraction. You see the wall in your peripheral vision, and that's one that I'm sure he'll say, I should have had it. It would have been a nice play. Just off the tip of the glove. So Belt lives to see another one.
A ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Belt. Marlon Byrd on deck. 2-2. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That was pitch number 98 for the game, thrown by Castro, who's got 1 out here in the 5th inning. And Despagne is going to start warming up again. He was up earlier. 3-2. Been a lot of those deep counts tonight. He's walked 4, allowed 6 hits. And pulled foul by Belt.
He's thrown a lot of breaking balls in this at bat, and I find it odd because he struck him out with fastballs in his first 2 at bats.
I mean, he made Belt look bad. He looked like he couldn't catch up to it. He never did catch up to it in those 2 at bats.
And then another breaking ball.
And he walks him.
Tries to finesse him and backdoor the breaking ball in the outside corner. So a 1-out walk, and here's Cashner back in his stretch. He has to feel like he's been in that stretch all night long.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, conversing with manager Pat Murphy, who replaced Buddy Black earlier this year. It's Murphy on the left of the screen there. Marlon Byrd had 2 hits. He just hit a shot past third for a single in the second and knocked in a run with a single to right in the third. And it's 0-1. 3-1 Giants in the 5th. Mets won in Atlanta 5-1, and Washington was beaten in Miami. So the Mets have an 8.5 game lead in the National League East now. It's down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6:05 start tomorrow. Tomorrow's game, by the way, will be televised on NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network, with Bumgarner going for number 18 up against Ian Kennedy, who's been a nemesis to the Giants. Belt steps back in the bag safely. Day game on Sunday, which will be back here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Mike Leake versus rookie Colin Ray at 1:05. And then the Reds will come in Monday night. Joey Votto and company. Bounce foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Joey Votto's, he may take his 2-game suspension. You never know. Might miss one of those games.
The word out of Cincinnati today was, they quoted him as saying that he planned to appeal the suspension, but he can drop that at any time. Votto has had just an incredible second half of the year. 2-2 now to Marlon Byrd.
Well, he was called out on a strike the other day and absolutely lost his mind with Bill Welke, who's in this crew. He's at third base today. And it led to a fine and a suspension for Votto.
2-2 the count. Did he swing? And he is rung up by Las Diaz, the plate umpire. Here's Bill Welke, veteran umpire.
He's a good umpire.
His brother, Tim Welke. I think Tim's the older of the two. At one time, they had them both on the same crew. I wonder why they stopped doing that.
They don't like each other, John. Never have.
Hey, who knew?
No, that's not true. They are very close.
Man, did you screw that call up? Well, brothers, they can. You never know what can happen. Here's Tomlinson, who twice has bounced back to Cashner, and both of them looked like double plays when Cashner caught the ball, but they didn't turn a double play either time. Tomlinson ended up stealing a base after reaching in the force out in both the second and third innings. Belt the runner at first. Over the outside. It's 0-1. Well, this may be the final inning of the night for Cashner. He is due to lead off in the 6th inning, the next inning. But he's thrown 107 pitches already. And out of play.
Yeah, 108 pitches, and most of them have been out of the stretch. They have been very stressful. Just the one inning that he had, a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th. And aside from that, it's been high stress. 20 plus innings, 20 plus pitches in each inning, and a 34 pitch inning in the 3rd.
Look at that. He might not have made it into this inning if he hadn't had that very quick 4th inning that you mentioned. 0-2 the count. 1-2.
Well, you look at his stuff, and his stuff is just electric, and you think, how has this guy got 14 losses? And tonight, you got a little insight to it. He hasn't had great command with his stuff, and even when he has thrown some of the electricity into the strike zone, it's been up. It's been hittable pitches.
Giants lead 3-1. We're in the 5th. Belt at first. He's walked 5 in this game. Struck out 7. Belt back to the bag at first. Belt has 9 steals this year in 12 attempts. Adrianza is on deck. And he took it again. 2-2 the count. That one broke off the outside.
I think this is his last hitter no matter what.
And that is through. Belt will stop at second. Kemp fields it in shallow right. Very gritty at bat there by Tomlinson for the Giants. 7th hit, his first of the night.
Just another mistake up, and Tomlinson, who we've known watching him, very good at defending between the belt and the letters. And no, Cashner's going to stay in this game. He's going to face Adrianza. And that is a plus for the Giants.
And he's thrown a lot of pitches just to Adrianza tonight, who's hitting 152. Both times Adrianza's been up there, he has walked. With Peavy, the pitcher, on deck. There's ball one. Maybe he didn't check the stat page on Adrianza.
Well,
he's been pitching around him with the pitcher up next all night. That's 112 pitches thrown by Cashner. Still working here in the 5th inning. Belt at second. Tomlinson at first. Base hit can mean a run. Back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Adrianza, and the catcher Norris goes out to talk to Cashner. I mean, you throw that many pitches, he has to be feeling it, right? That many pitches in the 5th inning?
That many pitches out of the stretch, too. Absolutely. I mean, he's digging deep. He'll be sore tomorrow. I mean, he is going deep in the jar tonight. And most starts with no or 1 run of support, and he's got 15 of those, which will also explain why he's got 14 losses.
Check swing and a foul. And it's 1-2 to Adrianza. The other guy who's got the same 1-loss record as him, Shelby Miller, is the only guy who's ahead of him on that list, which nobody wants to be on that list. Shelby Miller 18 times, 0 or 1 run of support. Miller, unlike Cashner, has an earned run average below 3, 2.86. Among the league leaders in earned run average. Hasn't won a game since May. Up the middle, base hit. Adrianza comes through in the clutch with 2 down. Belt in to score. Tomlinson to third. 4-1 Giants. That base hit has been a long time in coming for Adrianza, and he might be able to actually breathe again.
Now a mistake out over the plate right at the knees, and Adrianza from the left side, a better low ball hitter than a high ball hitter, gets a good pitch to hit, and he doesn't miss it.
So Brandon Belt, who drew a 1-out walk, has come around to score. 4-1 Giants. And here's Jake Peavy, and it goes on for Cashner. In the dirt to Jake Peavy, who's had a sacrifice bunt and is struck out. 11-0, Arizona leading the Dodgers in the last of the 5th inning in the desert.
116 pitches on the night for Cashner in his career. The most pitches he's ever thrown in one game, 121.
Peavy bloops one. In there, base hit. Tomlinson scores, and around to third goes Adrianza. Jake Peavy. Starting to become a habit. Peavy helping himself with the bat. And now it's 5-1 Giants. Well, Pat Murphy has been trying to avoid having to go out here, but he's going out now to see Las Diaz, so he's going to make a double switch. Jake Peavy knocks in a run. That's his 2nd RBI this year, and Despagne will enter the game to face Angel Pagan. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change at Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
taking on Madison Bumgarner. And Bumgarner will be going for his 18th win tomorrow night. The ERA for Bumgarner 3.05, Kennedy 3.99, 203 strikeouts, and his whip, walk, and hits per innings pitch 1.05. And really the 1.25 not that bad for Kennedy. As you saw earlier, he's another one of those guys in the top 5 for lack of support in the National League. But that's our Chevron pitching matchup. Here it is 5-1 Giants, and we have a new pitcher.
Odrisamer Despaigne, who for a long while was a real nemesis of the Giants from the time he first got to the big leagues last year. Cuban emigre, moved to the bullpen. He's having a very poor year. Pagan bats against him with 2 men on, and there's a called strike.
But he's unique. I mean, he could give you a lot of different looks, and literally a fastball that could go from 85 to 95. And that's no exaggeration. He'll 2 and 4 seam the fastball and cut the ball. He's got a breaking ball, a curve that he can lower his ankles with, make it slurvy. He's got a slider, a changeup. Go get him.
The ball and a strike. Pagan is 1 for 3 with a run batted in this game. Corey Spangenberg came in with Despaigne to play second base. Amarista is out, and Spangenberg will lead off the 6th inning for the Pods. 2-1. So Despaigne is slotted in the 7th position in the batting order for the Padres and is not due up until 9th in the next go round. The Giants have Adrianza at 3rd and Peavy at 1st. 2 runs are in. They lead 5-1 here in the 5th. Pagan knocked in the Giants' first run with a single to left back in the 2nd inning. That tied the game. And I guess he hit the ball too hard. The left fielder, Justin Upton's got a strong arm. Giants had runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Upton threw out Adrianza trying to score from 2nd to end that inning. Three and 1 now to Pagan. He's got great speed. Jerko to 2nd, and he's in time to get Jake Peavy. So the Giants are retired. On to the 6th inning, 5-1 Giants.
And a ticket to the game as the Giants take on the Reds. Go to sfgiants.com/special event for Tokidoki night.
Well, they're ready.
Yeah, they get the flow going. Oh, yeah. It's Friday. It's Friday.
And the Giants are leading 5-1. Jake Peavy back to work here in the 6th inning. He has retired 12 consecutive Padres since Justin Upton's 2nd inning home run. Upton, the only Padre who's reached base. And there's a called strike at the knees. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Giants. All of the Giants' hits have been singles. They've had 9 singles and drawn 5 walks in this game. And that's off the outside with a changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Giants have left 8 men on base in addition to scoring the 5 runs, and they've had 1 runner thrown out at the plate. Off the fist by Spangenberg, out of play.
You see what Posey did the first couple innings. On the left side of your screen, he had white on his fingers. That's to try and let PV see the signs better. Didn't work. They had to put black on the fingers to contrast it with the cream colored pants. And finally he settled in. He could see the signs, and that was significant because on one play Posey got crossed up.
Spangenberg rips one. Bird makes the catch. And that ball was hit hard, but well within the range of Marlon Bird. Jake Peavy, and he is truly a guy who has such great passion for the game, and also he's a very colorful character.
Full of life, absolutely full of life.
Along the left field line by Jankowski, and there is DeAsa climbing the hill as he makes the catch in foul ground.
That was kind of odd. Jankowski stood in the batter's box for a while. He didn't take off at the crack of the bat. I mean, he thought that thing was a foul to begin with, and all of a sudden this thing starts coming back to fair territory. And in the end, an easy play.
And you could see it on that replay as you see him start to climb the hill with the catch. You could see the wind blowing it back toward fair territory there. And ball 1 to lead off man Will Myers, who has grounded a short, flied out to right center.
You see the wind above the stadium on the left field side. It is breezy. It's an unusual wind. It's blowing straight out to right. You don't see this wind very often.
Ooh. Right out over the plate. Myers fouled it back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
But the winds here can swirl. And what's unusual about the winds tonight, looking at the right center field flags. Flags half mast today, as we remember 9/11. But that is not a direction that we ever see. And that is unusual. But if you look above the center field scoreboard, blowing straight out that way.
And that one breaks in there for a called strike 2.
So some swirling winds tonight, and it certainly affected that fly ball down the left field line. But one thing, Jankowski, a rookie, you can't be left standing in the batter's box on a ball that close to fair.
Especially when you're hitting 180. That one came back toward the outside, but just a little bit off apparently. 2-2. Giants got a run in the second to tie the game after Justin Upton's home run in the first half of the second. Pagan singled home the tying run. They got 2 more runs in the third. RBI singles from Posey and Bird, and 2 more runs in the 5th. High in the air, shallow right center. Bird. And that's a very quick inning for Jake Peavy. 10 pitches and out. DeAsa, Duffy, and Posey coming up.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEPINS.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
The Giants ahead 5-1 here on an Orange Friday. First game of the homestand for the Giants. I asked Bruce Bochy, and I said, hey, forget about the Dodgers right now because you can't do anything about the Dodgers. The Giants, if they're going to have any prayer of actually making a run for it, they're going to have to get red hot. So, do the Giants have it in them with all these injuries and whatnot? Could they run off a 13-2 stretch, which the Dodgers just did? And that's how they jumped so far ahead of the Giants in that 13-2 run. And he said, well, absolutely. And we've shown it. We've done it several times this year.
They're a streaky team. They've had big win streaks. They've had big losing streaks.
Espana, the pitcher, foul tip by Alejandro De Asa, who is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He'll be followed by Duffy and then Buster Posey coming up. And I think the Giants themselves, when you talk to people like Jake Peavy, Buster Posey, leaders in that clubhouse, they believe they can have a hot streak. That's a foul out of play. And until they get to that 4-game series with the Dodgers, there's nothing in the world they can do about what the Dodgers do in that interim.
Well, they need help, and it's just that simple. They need the Dodgers to go cold. They're 8.5 games back.
Well, the plate umpire said he foul tipped it. He started to run, thinking that the ball was. I'm here. I'm the one who swung. I'll tell you, I didn't foul tip it.
Yeah, I didn't see a tip there. But hey, you make up your mind. I'm not going to run. You got to stick to it, I guess.
Well, now they said that it wasn't a foul tip. Well, what was he signaling? He signaled that he fouled it. Now, that was bizarre. Well, on the backswing, watch, I think he hits the mask of the catcher.
Yeah, he definitely got the mask of the catcher.
Solarte throws out Duffy.
He's explaining it to Peavy, and he almost hits Peavy in the head. Hey, look out there. I mean, this guy's dangerous. Come on.
Jake Peavy staying all bundled up. He has retired 15 consecutive Padres since Upton led off the second inning with a home run. Here's Buster Posey, who's walked and an RBI single, then grounded out. Espana misses, ball one. The Giants ahead 5-1 here in the 6th inning.
Posey, Tomlinson, Peavy. Oh yeah,
Captain America, is that it?
Superman, and Sergeant York.
Sergeant York?
I have no idea what the Peavy emblem was. I'm just throwing that out there.
Sergeant York, he was a hero in World War I.
Looks like a Chevrolet.
Two 2-0 the count. And that spins in there for a called strike. 2-1.
That's one thing about Espana. He never gives in to the fastball. But he's got a good fastball. As we mentioned, his fastball velocity will go 85 to 95. And I don't know anybody else in the league that does that.
At the knees for a strike at 91.
He'll go from a high 3/4 release down to a sidearm release. I mean, he's fun to watch pitch because he'll throw anything from any angle.
Buster second in the league in batting average behind Bryce Harper. That's foul off the right field line.
That's going to be a really interesting race between those three hitters, D. Gordon, Buster Posey, and Bryce Harper, for the next 3 weeks. I mean, it is going to be a very, very spirited race for the batting crown in the National League.
Harper and D. Gordon playing against each other this weekend in Miami. Buster Just got a piece of that sharp breaking ball to fight it off and stay alive.
You know, the thing by the spine is he'll get you reaching and kind of off your legs and out of balance, and all of a sudden you're thinking about all that slow stuff, and then he'll zip you with a fastball. That's a low to mid-90s.
Two and two the count. 2 down, nobody on. There's Spangenberg. He made a nice pickup on a tough hop, and he throws out Buster, and that ends the inning. On to the 7th, and Dwayne Kuiper returns from the radio side.
It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And it has been all Giants tonight. Padres 1 run on 1 hit. That's a solo home run from Justin Upton in the 2nd inning, and that's been it. Jake Peavy's been fantastic. Giants 5 runs on 9 hits. They got 5 off of Cashner, who could not get out of the 5th inning, and that is our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 5-1 Giants, top of the 7th. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, here's Solarte to lead things off. Solarte's popped out and flied out. He's 0 for 2. And Jake Peavy, who really has been masterful. He's only thrown 62 pitches.
This 7th inning has been problematic to get through this for him. I think this is a big deal to him. I mean, he's cruising tonight, and I don't think it's much of a distraction, but he's only thrown 7 full innings 1 time this year, and he did that against the Mets back in July.
Well, he's got to be happy he went through 6. That was a stumbling block for a while.
Yeah. And he has made it look easier tonight. Just really has pitched beautifully, mixed all of his speed and movements. He's combined those with great location. And when they have hit the ball hard, which has not been often, it has been right at somebody. You got to have a couple out of balls if you're going to pitch good.
Here's the 1-1. And a healthy rip by Solarte. It's 1-2. Out of play.
So how was it over there by yourself? Were you getting lonely?
No, that was good. That was actually pretty happy to be by myself.
Well, you had Lee Jones. Here's the big guy.
I just asked Lee not to talk to me for 3 innings. 2-2. So he said, fine, not a problem. The only problem when you're doing that is if you have to go to the bathroom.
Don't have a lot of time.
That's foul. Well, not only do you can't have a lot of time, everything has to be perfect. Like all the doors have to work. You can't get locked out.
Like you got locked out in Arizona.
I got locked in Arizona.
And you have to power pee.
Yep. 2-2 pitch. Lifted to shallow left field. And Diaz will make the catch.
All right, time now for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. Matt Kemp is the first player in the 47 history of the Padres to hit for the cycle. It was the Padres' 7,444th game in franchise history. And now the Miami Marlins are the only Major League franchise without a cycle. And that's our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way.
Kemp, who's not afraid to get after that first pitch, is 0 for 2. He's only got 2 strikeouts, which is not a bad thing. He's pitched great. But one of those 2 has been Kemp.
Pitch to contact.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Good tight little cutter right there. That's the thing he's really done well with. He's located so beautifully as Hunter Strickland heads down to the Giants bullpen.
He's getting bigger.
He's a big fella.
Hit well into center field. Pagan, does he have a beat on it? He's at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch. And a smile from Angel Pagan, and why not?
Well, and he gives him the Vulcan sign. The thing I've always loved about Pagan is he's not afraid to smile after a great play. And that's icing on the cake. And he gets this one. There's carry to center field. Pagan measures it out. Measures it out. Goes up. A high backhander. And he takes one away. That was going over.
That was gone.
What a play.
So here's Upton. And here's another look at this great play. Get up. Get up.
2 times he measured out the wall. That's just a brilliant play. We've seen some great plays in center field this year. And you can add that one to the list. 2 times he looked back, and that doesn't happen very often. His timing was perfect. I mean, right now, Jake Peavy's thinking he's bulletproof. You get defense like that made behind you, I think no matter where they hit, it's going to get caught.
Two and two. You see the pitch is 75.
Mentioned earlier in our broadcast, Peavy has never beaten the Padres. He's faced them twice.
And a base hit to right field as Upton pokes one to right.
Yep, that was a poke.
That's another case of you watch Peavy and he's thinking, all right, I'm out of the inning. All right, maybe not.
You know, you just don't get used to it. And a lot of guys get cruising. They don't even look behind them. A lot of the way that the defense is positioned is done by Ron Wotus. And pitchers never look around. And you're right. Off the crack of the bat, he's thinking, I'm out. Inning over.
Well, it is the new era of the shifts.
But you know, it really is an example of how Major League Baseball is applying all the data that they have. And the amount of data that is collected daily is just enormous. But you start to see defensively these spray charts these guys have. You could predict as to where they're going to hit it with their swing types.
Swing ain't gonna miss by a jerk down.
Gardner, he watches those bullpenners and he makes sure that they don't leave it all in the pen. I mean, he really guards over a lot of overthrowing in a bullpen, which can happen. You get out there and you start cranking, it feels good to throw.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you look up, you're throwing 60 pitches.
You got a shutout going.
You just left your outing in the bullpen.
Tap to Duffy at third. He's got it on the third hop. Look out. And that'll end the inning. So Upton gets his second hit, and the fans are showing their appreciation to Angel Pagan as he comes in, as they should. Very nice. So we're going to stay here, and we're going to enjoy the singing of God Bless America.
Please welcome retired San Francisco Police Sergeant Jerry Darcy.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
5-1 Giants. When was the last time Ahmed came out and said hi to us here at the park?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Would that be never? That's fine. That's all right. We kind of know where we stand. We stop into the office every once in a while. Here's Belt. Ask us to do the stupid taxi commercials. We say yes.
Yeah, we just jumped all over it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Sure. Make you guys look good. That's fine.
Been looking like buffoons ever since.
Yeah, but come on out here? No.
No. Sorry, not going to do it.
Belt, little looper down the left field line, foul. Well, that's all right. They'll be asking us again in spring training, and we'll be saying
that's right.
No thank you.
Sorry.
Time.
Yeah.
We're busy.
Can't do it. There's the score from Arizona. D-backs romping.
Belt takes high. Belt was smart. He heard what you said about swinging at that fastball. He said, just try to take it and go for a walk. And he did in the 5th inning.
Scored a run, too.
Breaks his bat, flips it into center field, and a base hit. All right, let's go to happy Amy G.
All right, well, I'm going to give you a little bit of bad news, but I'm going to back it up with some good news. Updates for fans on Joe Panik, Brandon Crawford. Joe Panik dealing with that lower back inflammation again. Of course, he injured himself on that road trip. He is not doing any baseball activity at all right now. They're just trying to get the flare-up to calm down. But Brandon Crawford getting much closer, gentlemen. Of course, he's dealing with a bruised calf and a strained oblique, but he was listed as day-to-day. Bochy thinks he should be back soon, guys.
All right.
What did Hank Greenwald used to say? We're all listed as day-to-day.
Yeah, he did. You know, I always thought as Bird drives into right, he's got a hit. Belt is going to challenge Kemp, and he's going to be saved. Ball beat him. Let's see Dave Roberts on the phone.
Roberts, the bench coach, and you're right, the ball did beat him. The one hop took the glove. Solarte had to go up, and I think that was just a little window of opportunity. I don't know if he got that thing back down in time.
On the back foot, he did not.
No, he's safe. They will not challenge that one. One more look. Perfect throw. And I think he could have made a better play on this.
So here's Tomlinson. Bird with his 3rd hit. On the ground. Diving play by Myers. He will go to second. They'll get the out there. It'll be a fielder's choice and an RBI for Kelby Tomlinson. Belt scores at 6-1. Yeah, what Hank said, so we're all day to day?
Yep, we're all day to day.
So I always thought that was really kind of funny when I was 40. Now?
Yeah, now that we're in our 60s, it's not that funny.
I'm not laughing too hard, to be honest with you.
No, 60 is the new 40.
Here's Adrianza, who had a base hit in the 5th inning. Peavy had a base hit in the 5th. One of the new guys.
Corey Guerin.
Corey Guerin. Inside to Adrianza. Belton Bird with singles. Base hit. So Adriana stayed back nicely and laced that one into center field. And here's Peavy.
Well, tomorrow at 6 p.m. on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network, they'll celebrate Fiesta Gigantes with NBC Bay Area at Telemundo 48. The Giants honor the team's great Latino tradition, and we'll provide our usual comprehensive coverage in English on NBC Bay Area. And on Telemundo 48, we'll present an authentic Spanish language telecast hosted by longtime Giants broadcaster Erwin Higueros and Telemundo's Gabriel Sotelo. Tito Fuentes will be on, Orlando Cepeda will be on, Larry Bear will be on. And you have not lived until you've heard Larry Bear speak Spanish.
We do play-by-play in Spanish. Remember, you did the A's for about a month.
In Spanish?
English and Spanish.
That's amazing.
So here's Jared Parker, pinch hitter, and he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Parker hits a high towering drive. Kemp on the move. Still on the move. Nobody gets it. And it's a ground rule double. And it's raining. That's the highest double I've ever seen.
That's the highest double I've ever seen.
Unfortunately, it only knocks in 1.
Parker, who was in Washington yesterday, flew all night because of the concussion symptoms to Gregor Blanco. And he gets his fastball and just nukes it. I mean, he can't hit it any harder or higher than that. And in the end, he just gets a ground rule double out of it. But that was loud.
Wow. Slice that one up, you might have 2 in another ballpark. So here's Pagan, second and third, a run in at 7-1. Now the Padres have to pull the infield in. And Pagan takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Giants have come out tonight and they've stroked out 13 hits. One ball and no strikes. And it's low, 2-0. Yeah, that's the first extra base hit tonight for a Giant.
Well, that was entertaining.
Well, you had Jankowski and Kemp really hauling tail to get to it. So now Pagan will ask for time. Yeah, Parker picks up his first big league RBI and his first major league extra base hit. 2-0.
Nice play by Derek Norris, Padres catcher.
Three balls, no strikes. And it's 3-1. If you're a hitter now, you want that pitch to be called a strike.
Well, you want to hit. You want that RBI.
Absolutely.
You got the infield in. You don't want to walk. So a corner call on the 3-0 pitch, not a problem.
Hit on the ground to Myers, and now you really want that pitch to be called a ball.
Yeah, you want to walk now. Absolutely. Such is human nature.
Hey, I know that guy. Isn't that Justin?
That is Devin Fox, who is our boss, and her husband Justin.
Wait a minute. She thinks that maybe that's true, but it's not. Yeah, she's the senior director, news operations. Now she's the boss of that family.
Yes, no doubt. She's got her GSD degree. She gets stuff done.
Here's Diaza, who's 1 for 4. And he takes low. One ball and no strikes. And the pitch is wide, 2-1. Two balls and one strike.
Orange and black attack. Nice play, my dear. Oh, yeah.
Two balls and one strike. Giants come in 8.5 back of the Dodgers. It's 2-2. Can you tell in the stands that they're 8.5 back?
No,
you can't.
It's a typical Friday night crowd. I mean, everybody's fired up. They are watching Arizona stomp the Dodgers. They got a 6-run lead here. They're happy.
And a full count.
Spania was heading back to the dugout. He thought he had strike 3.
Out of play. Look out. Three and two. Look out.
So a 3-2 big curveball. Not close. So if you're Matt Duffy, you'll like this opportunity. Duffy, who has 66 RBIs on the year. Stepping in there with the bags full, ducks on the pond.
So here's Duffy. Duffy 1 for 3, and he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
And that's a gift. Duffy cannot believe that. But I mean, that's Las Diaz. I mean, he can be inconsistent.
One ball and one strike.
Here's a high sidearm delivery.
Breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Doesn't appear that Despaigne wants to come into the strike zone.
Well, he's predictable. I mean, if he gets strike 1 on you, the next 2 are going to be nibblers.
And a drive into right field, a base hit. Here comes Parker. It's going to score 2. And Duffy now with a couple of RBIs. He's got 68.
Well, just consistent to that side of the field. He's so good. A little two-seamer they try and backdoor. This is on the corner. Had a little elevation to it, about mid-thigh. And as we have seen so often, a great inside-out approach. Just beautiful. Inside-out to right field approach is just as good as it gets.
So Pat Murphy is out. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in Smog Experts. 9-1. We'll be back. You get highlights, reaction, and you get analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. Well, the Giants have broken it open here with a 4 spot here in the 7th. It's 9-1. And here's your new pitcher.
Marcus Mateo, the new pitcher now for San Diego. Let's see what he has done in 19 games. One of them with a 4.95 ERA. He's got good stuff. Mid-90s fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. 23 strikeouts in 20 innings. You're getting a strike, more than a strikeout inning, and you've got good stuff. It's got a little flair.
So here's Buster Posey. First pitch, a breaking ball is wide. Buster tonight is 1 for 3. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 to Posey. Into right. To the right, there's Kemp, and that's going to end the inning. Giants, 4 times they scored. 8th inning coming up. On CSN Bay Area, Ahmad Fareed, Dave Feldman, they'll do the honors. Alex Pavlovich, he's here, so he'll talk about the game. Raiders are going to discuss Aldon Smith. He is now a Raider. And Bear and Mayoko analyze Aldon Smith and the signing to the Raiders. Here it's 9-1 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for the Giants is Corey Guerin, and this is what he has done in Sacramento. A good solid year, 46 strikeouts and 43. He's got a low three-quarter, almost a high sidearm delivery, three types of pitches, a curveball or a slider, fastball slider, and a changeup. Big sink with fastball. And he's no baby either. Guerin's 29 years old, and he's got just about 3 years of big league experience. He's getting back after he missed the entire 2014 year with a Tommy John surgery.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
All of the big league time that Guerin was with the Atlanta Braves. So he has done what he needed to do.
You bring that sneer over too?
If you're the bullpen, you've got to have that sneer.
I might work on that.
I need that when I talk to my kids.
I need that when I argue with my wife. What are you talking about?
That's not acceptable.
It doesn't work.
You know, they'll see right. They'll slap it off you. Get that thing out of here.
Oh, get on the couch. Let's go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hits back to Guerin. 1 out.
And the beauty about Guerin is that he can get the strikeout and he can get the ground ball. And everything that he has downward movement on the sinker, the slider, and the changeup.
So here's Dickerson. It's Alex Dickerson. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes with Spangenberg to follow.
Guerin from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Lives in Atlanta, Georgia now.
There's a called strike. So that's at 92. So, I mean, it's not like he's just soft tossing it up there.
No, that's low 90 sink. And that gets your balls hit on the ground. I mean, he really did have a nice year for the River Cats. As they handled him with kid gloves coming back from Tommy John. But he's good to go now.
That foul, 1-2.
And I think his minor league time is over. But it is a head slap when you come up through an organization. You're a member of a really good bullpen. You're having a nice career, and all of a sudden your elbow goes out on you. You rehab. You miss a year and a third. But here he is, repaired and throwing good.
Got him.
Top field slider. That's nasty. Set the target on the outside corner and just bring it right back between the knees. We talk about Las Diaz. I mean, if you can do that consistently, you could make that strike zone widen out.
So Javi Lopez is coming in. It's 9-1 Giants. as Lopez comes in.
66th game that Javier Lopez has been in this year. 36 innings amassed. Just 30 base runners allowed all year. Really has had a great year. And, you look back what he did in spring training and how he changed the look. He pitched for as long as he has pitched. I mean, a lot of guys are reluctant to change or add. Not Javier Lopez.
And that next pitch is down low to even the count.
Lopez is 11th here at the big league level. That's a lot of time for a reliever.
Yeah, our Giants fans are well aware now that Lopez has got 4 World Series rings. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, I see it. The hitting area. Scoreboard's not exactly up to par right now. It's got the flu.
Yeah, not feeling good.
On the ground, and that's going to be a fair ball. Spangenberg pokes one down the left field line for a 2-out single. And now Jankowski's going to.
Good look at John Edwards, the right-hander, getting heated up in the Padres bullpen.
Jankowski's 0 for 2. And the pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. As Meadow Petit gets up. Big tapper to Belt. Foul.
Till it gets the bag, it's the home plate umpire's call. It was Laz Diaz that finally made the foul call.
How great was the day off yesterday?
Oh, and I think that's the same feeling that everybody in that Giants clubhouse, including the coaches and the manager, they all needed one. So great to get back home.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Giants will get another day off during this homestand. Just doesn't happen very often. From here on out, they're fine.
Yeah. Outside 2 and 2.
16 of the last 22 games in their schedule to be at home. It doesn't take these guys long to get recharged.
And that'll end the inning on the strikeout. So Lopez gives up a hit. He gets a strikeout. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Giants with a 9-1 lead here in the 8th inning. Fourteen hits for the Giants, 3 for the Padres. There's John Edwards.
14th game that John Edwards is in. If you remember Will Venable, Maximali's kid, he was traded to Texas Rangers, and this is who they got for him.
Well, he's got to be good then.
Well,
I mean, you get that from Maximali's kid. He better be a future Hall of Famer in my mind.
11 walks in 8 1/3, so he can't get a wild hair up his nose.
Belt to left, but right at Upton. See, he's really good. 1 out.
Well, he's got a good arm. He was originally an outfielder, 14th round pick by the Cardinals, and they transitioned him into the pitching position. You get a good arm like he has, and if you can't hit, they'll put a toe plate on you. But he does not have great command.
Well, you don't have to have great command when you're an outfielder. You just have to hit the cutoff man.
Well,
now it's a little different.
That's an 87-mile-an-hour curveball looked like. So we're seeing it for the first time. See a fastball here.
A little late movement, 1 ball, or make it 2 balls and no strikes.
They say he's low to mid-90s with the fastball. Big guy, 6'5", 235-pounder. Generous call. Generous call.
Two balls and a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Tomlinson to follow.
Brett Bochy heating up. He will pitch the 9th inning.
And the walk. Yeah, the schedules come out and the pocket size.
Giants will open up in Milwaukee next year. My partner very thrilled about that.
Actually, Sacramento. And then eventually to Milwaukee. Even year.
Yeah, even year.
Tomlinson takes a strike.
So you officially were the first one to mention even year.
I don't even believe in that stuff. Even year. 0-1 to Tomlinson. Another than 2. Tomlinson has reached on 3 fielders' choices, and then he had a single in the 5th. So it ends up being a 12-4 win for the Diamondbacks. Ruggiano ended up hitting a grand slam in that game. Rocky Gale is doing the catching. Poked to right, but it's right at Kemp. So Tomlinson is gone. That's 2 outs. And here's Adrianza. The only thing I'd worry about if the Giants and we opened up in Milwaukee would be if we were still playing their games at County Stadium.
That would be bad.
That might be a bit brisk.
But Milwaukee, Miller Park, it's got a nice dome on it, so early April ball game, you don't even worry about inclement weather.
I only worry about how to get from the door of the hotel into the bus and then back out into the park.
That's your moment of exposure.
Take your heavy coat. All right, Gramps has got it.
said, look, I got everybody to go home. Made my chances better. I got a foul.
Up and away to Adrianza, who's got a couple of hits tonight. Right here he is. Where'd it go?
Just have to be in the right place at the right time.
Easy now. Remember, those are your Sunday pants.
Don't mess with those. Oh, yeah. Nice
Not
go.
the first time he's held the ball, by the way.
Oh, no. With those meat hooks, he was a pitcher.
Got it. And that'll end the inning. So we will go to the ninth. And Brett Bochy's coming in.
She was not impressed.
Change things speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So the new pitcher now for the Giants will be Brett Bochy, which really has been a great story. Earlier in the year, he was taken off the 40-man roster. And well, that's a culture shock to a guy who's climbed to a 40-man to be taken off a 40-man. Well, what did he do? He went out and had a great year in AAA, 6-1 with a 2.91 ERA, 43 strikeouts in 58 innings. And he got put back on the 40-man roster, and here he is in the big leagues. So good for you, Brett Bochy. You earned it.
And he's facing Will Myers. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Myers is 0 for 3. Ground ball and 2 fly balls, and here he fouls it back. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Good pitch, 1-2.
He'll sink the fastball. It'll be right around 90, 88 to 90. Sink and cut. A little slider.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2.
The thing about Bochy, his reputation is that he's got good command. But you can imagine he's a little pumped up.
Yeah. He's got Solarte on deck. And this is popped back and out of play. Easy now. Don't hurt that lady.
She got it. Came her bed. Nice going.
Three and two. Adrianza's got it. 1 out. Sometimes you do everything right as a hitter, and it just doesn't work out. Solarte's 0 for 3. And the pitch. Outside and high. 1 ball and no strikes. And this is popped back and out of play.
Good job.
Oh, actually, Bird made the catch. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. 2 down. And here's Matt Kemp. So here's Kemp. Kemp hit one. Should have very well been a home run into straightaway center field, but Pagan made a great catch to take a hit and a home run away from him. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. And another strike, and it's 0-2. Crowd tonight of over 41,000. Another sellout. For those who have stayed, they are on their feet. And that's out of play.
Bochy just rearing back, challenging that strike zone. And that's what you do when you have an 8-run lead. You put the pressure on the guy in the box.
Outside and low. Upton would hit if Kemp reaches. Not close. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Up the middle, and that's a base hit. So Kemp will salvage the night. We mentioned the great catch. It's worth looking at a bunch of times. So here's part of the bunch.
Well, it's worth it when you have one like this. Measures back, high backhander, and takes a ball that would have gone out of the ballpark and puts it right in his back pocket. That's exceptional defense.
So here's Upton. Upton's got 2 of the 4 hits.
Look out.
And he hit him. Bochy's coming up the steps.
Well, he hasn't made the sign yet. So this may be a motivational speech for his son. I mean, he's heard a lot of motivational speeches in his life, but he's never heard one like this. It's our Ring Central meeting on the mound. So, to the pleasure of the crowd, Bruce Bochy letting his son stay in the game.
And he's facing Jerko. So they're chanting Bochy. No balls and one strike. That's a pretty good pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. I know you shouldn't be begging in a 9-1 game.
Well,
if you make a good pitch, you make a good pitch.
It's not something we haven't seen called a strike tonight either. But show your composure, go out and make a better one.
Out of play, 1 and 2.
Comes right down that outside corner again. Just riding that outside corner.
One and 2. Out of play.
And there's a curveball. So it's a pretty good battle here with Jed Jerko and Brett Bochy.
And that's the ball game. So the Giants start off this homestand with a very nice win. And tip your cap to the offense. Defense played great. And Jake Peavy picks up his 6th win of the year. Very nice job. And he beats his old team for the first time.
And he beats his old team for the first time. You're right. 3 starts. It took him to be able to say that. And for Jake Peavy, I mean, he did what he has done so often in the second half is he's given a team a chance to win when they really needed one. It was nice to see this team do it and to do it in the creams that they wear at home.
All right. Final score. The Giants 9 and the Padres 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live interviews in the wrap. That's all going to start right now.